Right, I'm on the M5 in a Transit Connect. There's nothing to say about that. It's just a Transit Connect and everything's fine. That's not the reason for this video. Because over the weekend, I discovered, completely by accident, I don't even know how it came about. But anyway, under a law passed by the EU, when we were still in the EU, a few years back, but it still counts, apparently, even though we're not in the EU, this law counts, because it was when we were in the EU, so we've got to abide by it. And the law states that by July 2024, every single brand new car sold in the UK, and indeed any existing new car on the forecourt, must have speed limiting software fitted to it. Now, on the face of it, most new cars these days have got speed limiting software that you can program yourself. However, this is being made mandatory, and this is being part of law where every single car must have it. Now, in itself, yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? But here's the problem, and it's twofold. Firstly, it means that your car, every new car, will be connected to the World Wide Web permanently. You will be GPS tracked, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can turn the speed limiter off, but it will start again the minute you get in the car. And the GPS and the data login, etc., will stay on permanently. So somebody somewhere knows every single movement you are making, when you're making it, what you're doing, where you're going, and it's all being logged. Now, the speed limiter itself has its own issues. Number one being, it can be activated remotely. So you could be driving along, happily doing 70 mile an hour, and somebody decides, no, smart motorways are going to make it 50 now. Bang. Woof. Your car will slow down to 50. Nothing you can do about it. Same thing with any other speed limit. Somebody somewhere in an office with a button will have the ability to slow your car down, or indeed stop it if they want to. You won't know who they are. You won't know why they're doing it, but they could do it. And they can do that to every brand new car built since after July 2024. Truth is, they could do it to every brand new car that's been built probably in the last 3 years, but certainly in the last 2. So if you're driving a car that's got data connectivity, it'll have a speed limiter on it. If it's got a speed limiter on it, they can turn it off. Now, add this to my video a couple of weeks ago about geofencing. Geofencing, in case you missed that video, go back and watch it. I'll explain it briefly. Basically, it works off GPS. And it tells whoever needs to know where your car is. And they can set a fence up, conveniently, 15 minutes outside of your house, in a circle. And if you go outside that, your car will stop. That's installed in all new cars as well. Of course, they don't tell you these things. They just assume that you're going to know it because, you know, why wouldn't you know these things? So you've now got a brand new car that they can stop if it goes out of your neighbourhood, or slow it down if you're going too quick to get out of your neighbourhood. And Big Brother is well and truly in your car at this point. However, it gets worse, because alongside the geofencing that stops you going anywhere, and the speed limiters that stop you going anywhere at any speed and can slow you down or stop you at any point, as can the geofencing, data loggers are also in every car now. Now, this is the scary one, and this is the bit you really, really need to listen to, because without knowing it, it could put you right in this shit. And I only found this out earlier on. I was on the train and I was reading about these speed limiters, and it came up in the same article, and it's right there. What are data loggers? Data loggers are things that record into the cloud a 24-hour day, 7-day basis, your car's movements, your car's speed, etc, etc. So basically, you know, like when your kids pass the test, you know, they have to have a black box for a year to keep their insurance down. These things are built into every brand new car. Yeah, exactly. That was my thoughts. However, it gets worse, because it says in the legislation that the data logging can be accessed and used by insurance companies. Now here's where the scary bit comes in, because it doesn't just monitor your speed. So if you're speeding, they can stop your insurance claim, and it doesn't just monitor where you are, it also monitors your braking and your cornering. So if the data logger deems that you're cornering too hard and you have an accident, bang, the insurance company will go, data logger shows that you weren't in control of the vehicle, not going to pay out on your insurance. Data logger shows that you were braking too hard in the moments leading up to the accident that didn't cause the accident, we're not going to pay out your insurance. This is a genius move by the insurance companies to never have to pay out on insurance, because they'll just go into your car's data and say, oh yeah, just before the accident you were doing 80 mile an hour, we ain't paying out. And I guarantee you it's probably already written into the bloody underwriting of your insurance policy. It'll be clause 737 part 4 16b, but it'll be there somewhere that they can, if they want to, use that information. So instead of you driving down the road minding your own business, somebody plows into you, you claim on your insurance, and the insurance company go, well hang on a minute, according to the data logger you were out of order anyway, so we ain't going to pay out on anybody's insurance. But they ain't telling everybody this. They're just assuming that people will find out when people start losing their insurance claims. That's when it will start to happen. When you're driving your 60 grand Tesla down the road and you have an accident and they log into your car remotely, they don't need to plug into it, they'll do it remotely over the World Wide Web, and then they'll come back and say, ah yeah, but we've tracked your journey, you weren't driving properly. At the time of the incident, you were doing 76 mile an hour, you were on the phone, you had the radio turned up, you had the heaters on, and you were looking out the left hand window when you should have been looking out the right hand one. I mean, it's going to get to that stage. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's not much. It's not much of a stretch of the imagination to get to that point. So now we're in a situation where they're making you buy cars that are already set up to stop you from driving. That's where we are. Or to make it impossible to drive anywhere, or make it impossible to get anywhere without... Imagine if they decide on a bank holiday Monday, the roads are really busy, we better make everywhere 20 mile an hour. They tried it in Wales, it hasn't worked, but that doesn't mean they won't try it again. Smart motorway man presses a button, all the cars are limited to 20 mile an hour, all the motorways are limited to 20 mile an hour. You're driving along at 30 mile an hour, someone goes up your arse, oh hang on a minute, you were doing 30 mile an hour anyway, we ain't paying out. It's a scary, scary situation we're stumbling into without even realising it. And it does appear, on the face of it, that the only people that will be safe from all of this crap are the people driving 30-year-old manual vehicles, petrol vehicles. And it seems like this is going to be the future now. We are all going to have to go and buy 30-year-old Volvo Estates and 40-year-old Ford Fiestas and whatever you can get with the minimum amount of tech on it. Probably even take away fuel injection systems. We're going to have to go back to driving cars with carburetors and points and leads and shit, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get around the technology. Classic cars, not even classic cars, just old cars without technology built in them. Somebody needs, this could be my next project, to do a database of when they started putting wireless shit in cars, so you know what year to buy before and after. That could be the future or the past. So there you go. It's legislation, it's law. It's coming in July. Every single new car is going to be connected to the web. It's going to be GPS tracked. It's going to have speed limiters on it that can be activated remotely. It's going to have a black box built into it with a data logger that you don't even know is there, and it'll be recording your movements 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And it's going to be in every brand new car. But that ain't on the BBC. But you don't see that on ITV News at 10, do you? But it's there, and it's happening. And it's a scary, scary world that we're going into, where whoever they are. See, this is the thing, we don't know who they are. Who is the person that's doing the data logging, sat in a faceless office somewhere, pressing buttons? Who are they? We don't know. We haven't got a clue. And we probably wouldn't be able to find out, laughably, because of data protection. Which is quite bizarre in a way, isn't it? So faceless bureaucrats are going to be sat in offices, or probably at home, let's face it, because they don't go into offices. Civil servants don't go into offices anymore, they just work from home. So they'd be sat in this front room getting, a bit busy on the M6, isn't it? Bang. There you go. Let's knock them all down to 50 mile an hour. And even if you're in your Jaguar XJS from 1984, one of the few ones that hasn't rusted, blown up, or got electrical gremlins, and driving along merrily without being tracked or any of the shackles of technology, you're still stuck because everything else on the road's doing 50 mile an hour and you can't bloody get past it. Hey? What is the world coming to? I'll tell you what it's coming to. Exactly what we said it would bloody come to when COVID came along and nobody listened to us. Oh dear. Still, could be worse. Don't know how, but well, there's lots of ways it could be worse, can it? I mean, let's face it, if you can afford to buy a brand new car, life isn't that bad. And if you can afford to buy a brand new car, save your money. Get yourself an Austin Allegro. They were shit in the 70s, they're shit now. But it's still better than driving a big brother mobile with a black box attached to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, isn't it? There you go. Rant over. Food for thought. Do your own research. It's all there. It's happening. Nobody knows it's happening, except for the few enlightened ones and people like me that just stumble across it by accident. And future my arse, because quite literally, my arse will be the next thing with a black box up it. Not as long as I've got breath.